I've just completely foregone like any sort of writing down at this point. I just I'm ingesting this and then speaking after. 100 days, 100 movies. Day 20 something. It's Paul. I've said this was on Netflix, so I just watched it. I mean, I've heard like things about it. I love Simon Pegg. Shaun of the Dead is like a great comedy. He's like the master of like dark comedy and like monotone comedy, if that makes sense. He does stuff like this really well. The mundane, the British mundane, or whatever it is. But this one was not nearly as good as something like Shaun of the Dead was. It still captured, I guess, a little bit of that comedic essence. Like the people, there's insane things happening, and Simon Pegg and Nick Frost are just like completely different almost. So it's just like, yeah, I mean, this one was pretty funny. I guess not all the jokes hit. It's not that comedic. Like it's like if you watch it, like you could watch it and find it to be really funny. I personally didn't think it was super great in terms of the comedy aspect of it. There was like few jokes that I laughed at, but the majority of it, I feel like it was a little bit like hand-fisted. There's a lot of very forced jokes. Paul himself, I thought, was like kind of dumb. I didn't really find that character that funny. The best was Nick Frost, obviously. I mean, he's great in everything he's in. I love there's a lot of good cutaways and stuff like that where it would do something and it would cut to them and it'd be like they would just have like a mundane reaction. I love that. It's not, again, it's not nearly as great as Shaun the Dead is, but I feel like it captures that essence to some degree. So yeah, like overall, it's just a decent movie. Would I guess I would recommend it to people. I feel like this is something you sit down and watch with like, a group of friends over just like by yourself in your room, like I do. I don't really have a favorite scene. I can't really remember anything in particular that stood out. One of the things that made me laugh, I guess, was like the final shot where it's like they have the crazy like spaceship takeoff scene, and then it just cuts back to them on the ground, and he's like, "Oh, that was something." That gave me a good chuckle, but like besides that, there's nothing in particular that stood out to me. So yeah, that's Paul. I might give it a solid 6. I mean, Rotten Tomatoes. That's about the verdict, but I would put it a little lower than like a little higher than like The Jerk, but still, I didn't think it was spectacular by all means. It wasn't bad either. Like this isn't a bad film. I wouldn't say, oh, Paul is terrible. I would just say, yeah, I thought Paul was all right. I mean, that's what a 6 out is. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up. Um, Tomorrow, I don't really know what I'm gonna watch. I'm at this point, I'm just doing it as I go. Each one of these I complete at like 1 in the morning, because I do like when I'm done with everything during the day. I want to start doing like way better reviews. Like Apocalypse Now, I want to spend a solid few days on making my review for that. That is definitely down the line, but I just want to actually spend a good chunk of time reviewing it because I know I'm gonna have a lot to say, and I know that it's a long film. So, yeah, sorry to info dump on the Paul video, but Paul, I'm sorry. Yeah, but that's all. Good night.